Oh, it's another beautiful day in Scrapland. Buff is staring intently at a lift. Means he's gonna spawn something soon. Buff is staring intently at a lift. Uh-oh. Means he's gonna spawn something soon. Streaming isn't muted. Buff is staring intently at a lift.
Streaming isn't what?
Streaming wasn't muted on my side.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was listening to the streams. Well, the Twitch one anyway. It started like almost an infinite echo there for a moment. Woot woot. How about that? Flair Gaming says first. Well, welcome, Flair. Glad to have you here.
Welcome, welcome, my friend.
Now everything is up and running. Ground Medic shouts out from Twitch saying, good evening. How have you all been? We've been all right. MadScots goes, hey boys. MadScots, what's going on, man? It's been a while since we talked to you. We need to catch up, by the way. So sometime we need to get you in the Discord and we need to take a chat and say hi. Flair Gaming says hello again. So Buff, I have made modifications to the dart since you last seen it. You want to see them?
Yes.
Ready? Cut it off its lift.
Landing gear. Boom! Ow, wow, that's a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be.
Hell yeah, it is. Folds right up into the wing. So it's got a little bit of a lag issue in the pistons don't like to release the cockpit. That's its only problem as it really sits right now. Otherwise, dude, the thing is doing great.
Well, good thing it's equipped with ejecto-cedo.
Yeah, but there's a problem with that. This one doesn't have a shutoff. You don't want to do that. You ejection seat while it is in flight. Yeah, you want to bring it to a safe land first. If you ejection seat while this sucker is in flight, boy, you are in for a rude awakening.
Had to save it. I don't have this version. Boom, that is cool.
So, I want you to see something though here. It is so beautifully well balanced. Alright, here we go. Watch this. I'm just gonna pop her up off the ground here.
And you're off the ground.
Uh-huh. And
hovering.
We'll just stow those. I'm just gonna get out and walk across my ship now while I'm in a hover.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
It handles a little weird because it's not got 4 points of downward thrust. It's only got 1 on the front. So it likes to be wonky. It likes to like roll. Think of it like an old Red Robin car. Uh-oh.
Red Rider?
No, the Robins. The Reliant Robin. What I'm thinking of, actually. The old Reliant Robins. Yeah, man. Lot going on. Just now managing to keep the channel ticking over. Well, that's good. That's very good. So, all right. So yeah, that's MadScots. So, anyways, Buff. These things are super sweet. Like, look at this. I am not on it right now. I'm successfully off of it, but there's a problem. I'm gonna have to hoist myself up to boarding height. Aha! Thank you. And now, seal her up. Give her a fire. Oh! That is the wrong button. Oh well.
And he's off.
It actually handles really nicely. Like, as a racer, this one will do the trick, dude. It's even not too bad to bring in for a landing. But watch, I'll come up on the approach now. A little weird to control. It wound up having just as many buttons almost as the big dude, which surprised me and almost disappointed me. Yep, see, the cockpit jams up pretty quick. Like, if you take it out for a spin at all, you're going to jam the cockpit. So we might have to switch the cockpit to a bearing method. Because the pistons are cool, but man, is it kind of dull that they just jam up like this. I heard the thud from here. Buff, can you hear me?
Yep.
I heard the thud from here.
I know, I'm sitting here trying to focus.
They handle pretty nicely, all things considered.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty agile, pretty easy to control, pretty easy to maneuver, and they're super lightweight. I mean, look at the size comparison on these two. Like, it isn't even close. Oof, sorry, that's my fault. On the lag.
Alright.
There you go. I mean, look at the size comparison between the Predator and the Dart. Granted, the Predator has a really sweet variable thrust system to it, but the Dart, man, it's no question. The Dart, I think, is going to be a better racer. Can you join? During streams, Buff and I do not really have anyone join up with us, aside from maybe Trevette, but Trevette's closely associated with the channel. So he's about the only one that ever actually joins up with us. We do hang out with people sometimes, though, after streams, and you can feel free to stick around and join us in our Discord and hang out with us through there. We'll also hop on the game several times when we're not streaming to hang out on Discord with people. So
yeah, we did that pretty much all weekend.
You should be able to find a link to the Discord in the description, and if it's not there, let me know, and I'll get you guys a new one. So, but yeah, that's the Dart, Buff. Anyways, I had an idea that revolved, poor engineer, revolved around this, the differential. I think this is a bad,
yeah,
I think this is the bad one. Yeah, this is the bad one. This one's still all tied up and everything else. But I had an idea on how to build this and build it better than it is right now. Like, significantly better than it is right now. So I kind of want to do that. Basically, I'm gonna cannibalize this one.
Okay.
So, show you here. One of the biggest problems that we always had was the wheels technically aren't bound up, right? So,
yeah,
I'll just put it in reverse so that we can kind of see what's going on here. You know what? No, I'm gonna actually grab the edited one that's a little bit more open, just a little cleaner to look at. Transmission final. Here we go. So we'll stick it in reverse just to witness it. And there it goes. See, it's chugging along. Now, this is where we always had an issue, right? In the hubs to the drive axles. Well,
okay, yeah.
Or giving it suspension, right? Come take a look here. Dragon Gaming says, I'm here. Hello, Dragon. Glad to have you with us. Glad you could make this one.
Welcome.
So, right, like one of the other big problems that we always had with this axle is you gotta give it an anchor point in the middle, right? Like it wouldn't work if we didn't. I think, do I have that one built? I built a Ural one time that actually had two of those together on the rear end. And it doesn't appear that I actually have it. So, but we always had to anchor it, right? We actually had to give it a
Buff Wally special right here.
Maybe. Oh no, that thing was completely different. This was the drive test. Remember, this one actually would drive around, but it didn't do it exceedingly well.
Yeah.
And it also relied heavily on a very old version of the forward, neutral, reverse sensor for this thing to work as well, which was later adapted in the Dune Buggy, which never got a finished cage put on it. But actually, yep, here it is. Well, one of them. There are a few of them here with different front ends and things of that nature. But this one had the added advantage here of having a dedicated motor to adjust the forward, neutral, reverse itself, right? Rather than having to be a motor-driven system like this one was, where it would level itself out into neutral if you let off the gas. It was kind of a very rudimentary system that didn't work as well as I'd hoped it to, but it was also something from like the very beginning. Heckin', dang it, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, YouTube's got something weird going on with its notifications right now, so kind of tricky. Ooh, careful, Buff. You're backing into the Predator. We can probably cut the Predator, honestly. I think we can get rid of the Predator and the Dart. What do you think here?
Sure.
Yeah, we might as well.
This thing is screaming.
Yeah, remember one of those versions that you own might have the fully maxed engines. And the one that we had to put the giant metal pod on the front of to keep the front end down.
Yeah, just to keep it nose down.
Yeah, and so, but anyways, I got to thinking about this. This design here is a good design, but could I perfect it? And I think I could indeed actually perfect this differential. Granted, this is a locked differential. It's not an open differential. It's not going to allow a vehicle's one wheel to go at any higher speed than the other. Those can be built in this game, but I've never found them to be too terribly effective and or appealing. This one I've always found it looks cool and it's functional too. So, one of the biggest things that we can do now that we couldn't do when I built this buff is the welder.
Yeah.
And the welder nowadays, the welder actually allows me to weld things solidly together if they're supposed to be spaced within the correct and proper same intervals. Now, remember here how on the green side I had to space it so that it would go through the teeth? Well, I think I can nearly cut that entire system out and go for a proper sort of weld-on config. So I gotta lift this real quick because this is gonna take some welding here. And you can see, yeah, cut that one. You can see here where this crossed through. You can see the color inflictions. So if I cut one, can't weld it quite right because how this wants to work. So let's go remove that. Remove that. I need the shorter suspension. I think. Yeah. This is gonna possibly work. Should be able to. In fact, weld this all together. There we go. Now, as opposed to being separately driven, the two axles are truly and wholly joined together. Oops. Alright, well, we'll just engage first gear. And there it is, Buff. Look at that. I think that actually works really well. So I just welded through the suspension on each side. So, in other words, now the wheels should never asynchronize themselves. not convinced that this is actually welded to that. Don't think bearing here. And there isn't. So yeah, because this one was built before that gun. So like this. I need delete that. Place a bearing. Place an all-arounder. Easy Rider says, what is for today? Well, Wally's taking a closer look at something he built a long time ago. Seeing if it can be modified, be even more awesome. Taking a look at my old differential for a second time, seeing if it can be, in essence, built more solid. Okay, so I'm going to take some quick fingers. There it is. Now all of that's actually solidly together. Isn't actually affected much by this. Alright, Buff. Here was my next thought. We have had issues with wheel mountings, right? Doing just chilling back here. I think Buff's AFK. Buff is definitely AFK. That little rat. Going AFK in the middle of the stream. Man. Nice as that, right? So I think go like this. We're going to have better luck. Got a little smoother, right? So why not? Yeah. We go. Okay, so all right. Yeah, Buff is like totally gone AFK on us. Huh. That one decided to stand pretty well. Okay. So, next, we're gonna hoist. Should have built this differently anyway. Yeah. Didn't want to work. Punk thing. Like that. Then like that. Like that. Like that. Alright, now we've got it down here. Ground medic, is that common for him to be AFK? Not usually. And especially not for this long, so I'm really curious what he's doing. I'm sure he has his reasons. It happens sometimes. Such is the life of adulthood. Sucks. There we go. So, those are successfully bracketed together, meaning should now, in effect, be able to cut it free. Yeah, okay. Here we go. This is where things are going to start to get fun. Kind of cool. Bad, because I'm totally going to have to cut that out. Damn it. Oh well, not the end of the world. Gotta install one of those. Okay. Everything's still all welded together, which is good. Now, something to bear in mind. Something we got to test, actually, is the main body of a piston passable. I know pistons right now are... Can't put the linkage right there. It'll just fail because it'll lock up with the drive system. This side, I could just... Those are too long. If that's the case, the wheels can just be mounted outwards, one can't they? Yeah, alright. No real need thinners of sorts. Kind of looks a little wonky, and I think it grew width-wise by one. But ultimately, this should work just fine. Well, adulthood for Jake Paul is really relating to reality. Yeah, well, I think he needs a little more than that personally, but I'm not going to go down that road. I graduated high school several years ago. My life is relatively drama-free. I'm good. So. Ah, drag welding. Life's so simple. And with that, good work. Here's hoping. Hey, look at that. Stayed solid, stayed intact. Everything is good and suspended. Totally change up the suspension mount systems. You just have a ball in the middle that's kind of big, but here goes. Will it drive? Trying. Why are things jammed? What's going on here? Aha! Right there! We totally forgot a bearing. Okay. Back to the lift. This is what happens when you do science incorrectly. Forget and you break things. So, this being said,
all right, all distractions are off the table.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, it was
we were staring at you for a couple of minutes going, he really is AFK.
I actually wondered if I was going to come back to a box.
I thought about it, but I figured I'd keep working. All right, here we go. Now, oh, there's a sign of rotation. There's a sign of life.
Yeah, a sign of life.
Ha ha! Look at that, Buff. And you know what's best about this? It's not centrally mounted, and it is independently balanced with each side's suspension, and still driving the wheels.
I dig it, man.
Now, it's a little wider than I'd like it to be. That's because of these weird...
That's Euro width. That's Euro width, dude.
Are we sure?
Yeah. How many wide is that?
You see, I think... Yeah, look at it. Does give some give.
Yeah, it does.
And it's substantially more stable. So now, here comes the real test.
Oh my.
Is it just me or is it smoother?
Boom.
I think the whole contraption runs significantly smoother than it used to.
Yeah, we would have had a glitcher 5 by now.
So that's maxing.
Oh, and it's the suspension warping out that's making that noise.
Oh, you know what? We hadn't considered something. No, it's definitely because it's impact. Have I created a catapult? Is that all I've managed to do, Buff?
Yes.
We need to go like this. What it's jamming on is when the suspension gives. The drive shaft is mounted straight, right? So if we mounted it so that the drive shaft could actually pivot up and down as well, it could absorb some of the shock of getting hit, basically. Hold on, I gotta see this now. My God, that works pretty well. The long story short, I mean, it's driving pretty well for a gear-driven system.
Yeah, especially in a game that we have a tendency to break. Wally, I think our skills have
grown
us above the level of breaking.
Buff, that's a full 5-engine max.
Only 3 of them are going to be maxed. The other 2 are going to be over torqued.
Maybe, but based off of how this is spinning... Uh-oh.
You might... Wait, did you stop it?
Did it just jam itself? Or did it... Oh, no. Here we go. It shook itself down out of action. Ultimately, I'm rather impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the speeds that are spinning right now, every time it jams, it only seizes one bearing.
Yeah.
But look at how fast them bearings are spinning. That's pretty significant. The first bearing, I think, is just dead. I don't think it's spinning at all. Yeah, it's just jammed. I think we've achieved...
Okay, so 4, not 3. I was wrong.
I think we have achieved the maximum it wants to spin. Yep, it shook itself loose again. So hold on, we're just gonna go like this. Smack that back the other way. A little more. Oh, it doesn't want to place. Oh, that'll work. Boop. Oh, nope. Boop. I'm kind of amazed. The other one would have, like, broke. There would have been a drive shaft sticking out. There would have been, like, death and destruction. Would have been airborne. Yeah. The torques would have made it go airborne.
Come on, Wally. We've had one go through the floor.
Grand Medic says, I wish we used this game in engineering class to make 3D ideas and see if it's possible to do. That'd be great if this game actually had a decent physics engine. So, ultimately, Buff.
Yeah.
I'm curious if this thing is suitable for a vehicle.
Okay, my question is, you mentioned to me a 4-wheel drive. How would you do this 4-wheel drive?
Well...
With steering.
See, this is where things get tricky. So, I have an idea on how to do it. But I have no idea if said idea can actually be done. So, I suppose... only real way to know is to test. That being said, I don't need this anchoring joint. In theory, there's a bearing in here I don't need. It's mounting it into the differentials, which would be critical as to whether or not the 4-wheel drive steering will work. So let's just chop this bearing loose and see how this goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, we know that the 4-wheel drive steering is going to be a total flop. So we need to go like this. We need to remove that. Remove that bearing there. What this is going to allow me to do. Post that.
I can do it too, Wally. Color that.
Post that. Weld that.
Disable that. Increase this.
You having fun back there mocking me?
Yes.
Are you mocking me? I do not think you are mocking me, but you are mocking me. Survey says... Can't tell if it's a little worse or better. It almost sounds worse, you know?
Wally, you didn't weld.
What do you mean I didn't weld?
Oh,
what didn't I weld?
I see.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be free floating.
Got rid of the bearing.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be a free floating joint. Because ideally, then what we'll do is we'll move the suspension out one. Which, frankly speaking, why don't we just...
All we'd have to do is use sport or off-road suspension. Wait, move it out by one or extend it by one?
Move the suspension base out by one. So let's do this here real quick. Just take this, chop that. Pop that off. Place that. Pop that off. Buff, will you grab that suspension rack, please? Actually, kind of fell perfect. Caught itself.
Sweet.
So, there's that. Ooh, boy. I have no idea if this is going to work. Almost scared to find out if this will work, Buff. I love how you just kind of say, fuck it, I'm out! And just fly away into the sunset.
What better way is there to do it?
Gotta compress easy. And extend easy. Can be built in game. All you would need to do is tweak it to have the proper physics. In theory, yeah. CAD software is probably a better thing for engineering drafting, especially AutoCAD for mechanical. SolidWorks does better at 3D rendering, in my opinion, but AutoCAD is better at 2D rendering. AutoCAD can do mechanical actuate stuff pretty well as well. You're wondering, yes, I did go to school for mechanical engineering. Did I finish? No, I enjoy my free time too much. However, that being said, you'll do remember some stuff. And it also means I've just always had the mind for this crap. It was interesting. So yeah, the cockpit is screwed. You gotta like, it'll jam when it's hovering type of screwed. Right, that's that. That to one. I need these basically to be steel bars, so we're gonna max those. Maybe that'll help with forks and twists, spin, such, but kind of dead. All right, Buff, the ultimate test. Nope, there's just too much suspension, just doesn't allow it to... You can't compress the suspension through turning. You can probably see the system I was after here.
Yeah, I see it. Where do you have it? Pivot.
Right on the suspension. So my hope was that it would literally just sort of compress the suspension inwards when it would twist.
I have an idea.
Oh, actually, it doesn't want to because it wants to keep the suspension straight. I need to figure out. So suspension likes to stay straight, but if I try to compress that, it's going to torque it at an angle. I need to figure out a way to compress my suspension to still give my wheel its drive, but keep my angle. Yeah, Ground Medic, that was kind of the branch I always wanted to go into, was aeronautical and aerospace. I'm fascinated by it. I love it. What this other than worrisome?
No. It's the answer to your problem. It's the answer to your problem. I'm just trying to figure out how to connect that to this for your steering. Okay, Wally. Imagine you have a ratchet wrench on you, all right?
Okay.
And you need to fit your wrench into, say, a 45 or 90 degree angle, but you can't do it with a standard wrench or an extension, so you get one of those bendy pieces.
U-joint.
Yeah, U-joint. That's the one. That's pretty much what I was trying to
You
get
want
at
to
here.
put a U-joint on the ends of the suspension.
Yeah, so they stay spinning, but they will stay spinning on a fixed axis and still be allowed to turn and maintain momentum without running into the issue that you have now. Get where I'm going?
Kind of, yeah. Trying to think of how to do it.
Get rid of that suspension thing that you have going on first off.
The suspension is what allows it to pass through solid objects. Because otherwise you're going to impact hold up. Buff.
Wally.
I have overlooked one major thing that could be done here.
What's that? What are you doing?
Look at it.
Okay. What?
It's not. Think about it. I don't have to have this bracketed out like this. I can literally weld the suspension straight to the wheel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, all right, how am I going to... what if we put it on a rack and pinion turning system?
A rack and pinion might work.
Pull out your flying contraption. Because that's what I built your front steering system on. Okay. Could we... Buff, we in effect double the amount of bearings that are putting torque on it.
Really?
Well, we go from 2 bearings that are in line with it, right?
Yeah.
To 4 bearings that are corner-based.
Okay. Yeah.
Need to test something. I need to see if steering will be affected adversely. Now, since they're squishing down to that level, we can, in effect, power the steering with...
I'm allergic to bullshit.
You're allergic.
Oh, it's just my instinct when I sneeze is to say that. That means bullshit's usually nearby.
I appreciate your support.
No, you're welcome.
that. That. There we go. So we could, in effect, gain the power of 6 steering bearings. Because I hooked up the central ones as well.
Yeah.
6 steering bearings. Giving torque might... Well, we still run into the frickin' problem of the suspension wanting to tweak. Oh! Maybe? No. Damn it. I was thinking of putting your universal joint idea just one further in. But I don't think that'll work. We've moved on to the very difficult part of this. The rear axle will work just fine, but the 4-wheel drive part, that's going to be the tricky aspect. I don't know if we'll get it done today.
A lot of we came, we saw, we pondering. You know, we came, we saw, we pondered.
Yeah, I know.
Lots
the old channel slogan. But at the same time, Buff, gotta admit,
I'm trying.
Works remarkably well.
All right, so if there was in effect a way to actually make a bearing in this game instead of, you know, you have a bearing. If I had access to like an actual roller bear, like to be able to build a roller bearing itself, I could make this U-joint thing work like a champion.
Well, your U-joint idea is pretty straightforward here.
Yep.
I mean, this is your U-joint, basically. Sure. So let's go like this. Let's say... Nope, whoops. I'm goofing this up here. Goofing this up real quick. Okay. U-joint has to pin and pin. So we need cross and bearing. We're after here. So... need... Yeah, that's what we need. Okay. So... Why is this so remarkably difficult to build? Like my brain doesn't want to wrap my head around the idea of a cross and bearing. Just dumb. Bothers me. More than you can know, Buff.
Oh, really? Alright, Wally. Here's the U-joint idea.
There you go. There's a U-joint.
Yeah, you pretty much just built what I have.
Yeah, you just have big hoops to it. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I did it as an example,
So,
not as something functioning.
That's about the smallest we can make a U-joint. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
how can we put that into practical use? Like, just taking a look at this thing. What, was it bothering you?
Yeah.
Just taking a look at this thing. How can we put that into practical use? Needs, the U-joint requires how many spaces? 1, 2, 3. 3 spaces. Bend. The problem is it has to stabilize the suspension, right? So what if the suspension was built on 90-degree joints? Well, here's a question, too.
Stop! I got it!
Can we stretch the suspension?
Oh.
Will suspension stretch without totally wigging out?
I need, No, I can't do it on that one either. I need Wallies. But I need Wallies on an angle.
Oh, hey, Buff, here's a thought.
Okay.
What if we're using the wrong suspension to pass through the axle? Come take a look at this real quick. Because right now, I'm relying on this suspension, right? The cross-member suspension. Here, I'm relying on that suspension to pass through that bar.
Yep.
What if I made that suspension solid and extended this suspension? In effect, what if I...
Okay, Wally, can I steal your other side? Is this on a lift?
Where?
Yes, it's on a lift.
Hang on here.
Because I need to steal the other side.
Are you gonna... Okay, yeah, tinker with that side. You tinker with that side, I'm gonna tinker with this side. See if we can come up with a solution. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Why can't I just literally make...
Wally, where did this suspension have to go? Out there. Okay, okay, maybe I can do it.
Okay, there. Interesting says you could make suspension stretch if you had it between 2 L wood structures.
It's gonna move that. Okay. Oops. Don't need you anyway.
Are you looking at possibly turning the whole axle?
Nope. You will see. You will see. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. I have faith in you.
I had a thought. I got a lot of placeholders here.
All right. Well, you've got that half. I've got this half. Let's just make them work. There we go. That is, in effect, what I was working with. It's a solid bar.
That's what I need.
2018 Jaguar XE looks great. Not sure if you're calling this that or you're talking about the real one. I hope you're talking about the real one. Medic, good to have had you here, though, man. I know you want to continue watching, but you got to go. Don't worry. We'll be back here this coming Saturday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and what is it, 8 p.m. UTC? So we'll definitely get to see you then. You know, Buff, we could really make this impossible to do and try to tether in leaf spring suspension. Oh, that'd be impossible.
Why do you think so?
Leaf spring suspension and four-wheel drive steering capabilities? I don't think. Huh.
What?
That'd work.
Oh, it don't have the up and down. Shit.
Huh.
I can't weld these two together. The hell? Wally, why can I not weld these two together?
Hold what two together?
These right here on this side. These two corner pieces. I can't weld them together.
Done. Might possibly be because you had a wiring tool out.
No. Oh, no. You were editing at the same time. That's why it wouldn't let me. Got it.
No, it's my lift. Bet you it's because it's my lift.
But I built this one just fine.
Well, when I looked at you, you had a wiring tool out, not a welder.
Well, that's because I mashed buttons because I went third person.
I don't know. Anyways, it's welded.
Person. Okay. Okay, sweet.
Buff. What is it that you and I like to say sometimes? Simplest answers are best.
Yeah. What'd you come up with?
So, we're trying to compress the suspension on a flat plane, right?
You are.
Yeah. So, how do we make it a non-flat plane for the suspension to compress?
All right, Wally, come weld this.
Sec.
Never mind, I got it. All right, it looks wonky, but I got it.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna build mine real quick.
It needs to be hooked up to steering.
Just... Oh, you hopped in the seat. Okay. What in the hell?
I told you it'll look weird, but that's... I couldn't figure out... Like, if I could create an actual bearing system for this U-joint to sit in, it'd be fine. Like, I could compress this to,
yeah, so like if you had a block that you could attach things to the outside of, and yet things attached. So if anyone mods this game and is listening, this is definitely something you should make. Have a block that has attachment points around 4 sides, but if you attach things on one of the 2 sides, it's like a bearing and it drives through it.
Still needs suspension, does it not?
Yeah, it did. Buff,
Okay, well,
I think I've got it though.
I need up.
What did you need welded?
No, I just needed one more block up.
Think you're going to want your turn on your suspension to be equally above your U-joint. Otherwise, things are going to be out of alignment.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, but I must have done one block different.
There you go.
Thanks. Steering.
Here, remove that corner bit there. Oh, it needs...
Yeah.
Right, this is complex. Needs to go 1 higher.
Oh.
No, because that won't weld together. We need to put that metal block 1 higher. There you go.
Did I do it?
Watch. You're going to have to build it from the top down.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Sweet.
We have 2 very radically different approaches to this. I just realized mine doesn't have the steering bearing play. Whoops.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah, made it dongle.
Might work, might not. We shall see.
Okay. Yeah, release it from the lift. See if it stays intact.
Oh, need hooked up to steering.
Yep. Hop on the steering and steer. See if it works.
Okay, activate.
Alright, here we go. I'm not sure if that's...
My side or your side?
Yeah, right? I think it's... Hold on. We're gonna stiffen these up. Alright, now try. My side might not have enough compression.
It's your side.
Ooh! That was unexpected. My side might not have enough compression to play with to account for the 30-degree change in steering. So let me go like this. I think that's what it is I don't think I have enough compression to account for the steering shift. So I need to widen it by 1. Alright, we gotta lift this.
Oh, no. Real quick, is there something you can disconnect to prove to me or you that it's yours or mine? Disconnect yours. Like a suspension piece or something. Yep, it was yours.
Yours works, but there's also one problem that you gotta account for in yours.
Oh, I know. I used a small tire instead of a big tire.
Oh no, get down here and look at it. Your input angle, because this is kind of something that... Oh, jeez. This is something that U-joints do. So, right? Like, when it's going forward, notice it turns at a constant speed. But when turned, it has moments of high and low speed. Because your input and your output angle on your U-joint are not identical. That's actually a common thing, and why you feel that lunge.
Take your old truck. Take your Jeep.
I know. That's why I'm
truck.
saying that's a common thing in why you have that lunge. Yeah, I know. I love how I can hardly keep up with the dialogue on these streams. Can't at all is more accurate. That's Paul Mitchell.
Wait. What do you mean, Paul?
Well, that's because, like, half of our conversations don't actually get said out loud, Buff. So, Buff, I like your idea here.
Alright, I totally forgot. We have this, like, age-old friendship, and we just autofill each other's, blank thoughts. And other people are just trying to catch on to it. I got it.
Buff, I like your idea.
Holy shit! I could have put that farther back.
No, you wouldn't want to, because it'll start to screw with things. But actually, yeah,
no.
You could.
You see, yeah, I could put it like exactly 2 blocks back farther.
Because it would build the same on the opposite side then.
It would, yeah.
Oh. How will it higher handle speeds?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, hell yeah, it still works. Oh, Jesus!
Jammed it up there. I'm not sure if that's just my side flinging around or not. I think it might be the fact that my side is all disconnected. But I got an idea. So, this actually worked.
Yeah, I told you it would.
Interestingly enough, this actually worked.
I told you it'd look funny, but I knew it would work.
So, if we scooted in one...
Yeah, well,
could
2.
we... No, it'd be 1.
No, scooted in 2, place it right here. Build the U-joint right here.
build it straight natively off of it? Oh yeah, you could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
There's one problem.
What?
As you bring your turning point further inward, your wheels swing more wildly. Right?
Oh, fair point, yeah.
So you're swinging for the same amount of degrees, but as you increase your units, area covered by that swing increases.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So much works. It shouldn't work.
Why shouldn't it work, Wally?
It shouldn't work.
It's a U-joint, Wally.
I know.
My truck has U-joints
I
in
know.
it.
But in this game, this configuration shouldn't work.
Why?
My thoughts are, if we moved the U-joint back and mounted it into this position, could we then, in theory, also off these straights right here, take and mount the suspension to pass through the mounting point for the outer suspension?
Oh, I just got an idea.
Well, hold on, Buff. I want to compensate for mine here real quick.
Okay. I got an idea, though.
I need to expand it out one. Okay. Oops. Hang on. We gotta lift it. It is lifted. Alright. It's lifted. Make modifications now.
I can't. I'm too. Why can't I put... Oh. That's
I'm sorry, Interesting. I hadn't even realized I was doing that. That's fantastic.
Doing what?
Interesting goes, Wally is using all these science words, but he's just saying a longer pipe swings further. Ah! It's so true.
Wow. Wow.
Hadn't thought of it. Oh, it's just a simple way to say a longer pipe swings further. Okay. Hey, Buff, can you lift this for me? This has gotten all out of shape. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Now I just need snippety snippety. Oh, God. I need it lifted again. It twisted and fucking broke its own neck and it like twisted the head off the chicken. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, nope. Oop. Hoist it up and release. Oh my God. I think it worked though.
Maybe.
Nope, I'm grabbing the wrong side of the block. How in the world? Okay, here we go. Nope, still the wrong side of the block. The side I want is the bottom side. What is this? Buff, can you... I need the side that is on the bottom. Hang on.
Yeah, good luck, Rochambeau.
Yeah, you see it spin? Well, at least now... Hold on, is it still the... Got it! That shouldn't have worked. Okay, so I'm going to compensate for the swing distance by putting on a longer suspension. And in previous builds, I've also noticed that off-road suspension like to stretch more than their sport suspension brethren. I think my build is ready. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm trying to put a big tire on this without being too over-modified.
I have an idea on how to do it. want my...
Not really. Not really.
You got these big old, like, weird wheel fenders. That would probably look cool if applied to the dune buggy correctly.
Probably. There we go. Big tires.
Okay. All right. Well, let's cut it free and see which one works.
We already know mine works.
All right. Let's see if mine works.
Whoa! Oh, Jesus! You broke it.
What just happened? How is yours? Oh, yours isn't actually attached to steering. That would probably help. So would mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Steer them right and left. See if it works.
Left. Right.
Well.
Okay.
Nope.
No, yours has compression issues.
Mine has jamming compression issues. And you know what? I bet you it's from the fact that, try as I might, these two, because it's on a weak suspension. Try now. Nope. Wants to jam anytime it compresses. It just doesn't have the same U-joint capabilities. I was hoping that the give would accommodate the slip.
Okay. I'm trying to set something up. Alright.
Yep, no, I was hoping that the give between those two joints would accommodate for that slip.
You're not seeing what I'm about to try to show you.
What you got?
Cube color. Orange. There we go. Okay, this is colliding with that when I turn.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a bad color.
You're right. No, you're right. Okay.
Damn it. Did I paint?
No need to paint because it's all going to get cut.
You're welcome.
Back here, you. There we go. There we go. Whoa! Jesus! Oh, you know what it's now lacking because I don't have the height included?
Steering.
Steering. Which means my design just simply can't do it. My design can't accommodate for the steering forces at the same time it's accommodating for the torque forces.
See, yours uses 2 suspension, more glitch probability. Mine only uses the 1 strictly for up and down. And I'm sure if we put our thinkers together, we can figure out a way to make my version look really nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards yours, honestly. Like the suspension, the suspension crossbars work, and I think that they will work well on the rear. I think that they will work well on the rear end.
Okay. Instead of having your color, instead of having your suspension right here, why not move it in one? Then you won't have collision issues.
I moved it out originally because I thought I needed to compensate. I moved the suspension out to compensate for the compression difference. But I bet you I don't even need to do that. Bet you.
Wally, hold on.
bet you I can mount it even.
You have little swirlies on the back of your elbows.
What?
Yeah, do I have swirlies on the back of my elbows?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have swirlies on the back of your elbows.
No, because I need to center it in. I go back. That. See, it's going to make mine pivot further as well now. Yours is pivoting, what, 2 out?
Top dead center.
What? Well, I know that, but yours is pivoting 2 from the hub. Mine will now be pivoting 3 from the hub.
Yeah.
So ultimately, this is better anyway. And I think with a little bit of play, I could actually make yours secured
better
from the inside. I think I could hide all this pipework.
You probably could, yeah.
Ultimately, what are we putting this under?
I don't know. It was your idea to, you know, fix the differential, and then it was your idea earlier, but then I brought it up of 4-wheel drive. So the buggy. We can finally get the buggy underway. Rock crawler.
I have much simpler systems of making the dune buggy drive effectively than putting this fancy, horrible... This thing is so impractical. Like, you understand, just simply putting the transmission system into the drive axles is so much more effective than this.
Oh, I know. All right, how about this?
Like, this is a step backwards in technology, but a step up in class.
And engineering.
That's all that this is good for. I mean, if you look at...
This is just proof of our engineering skills right here.
That or our stupidity. Because we're overcomplicating things.
Both. We're not overcomplicating. We're taking us.
God, we are horribly overcomplicating, Buff.
We have an inline transmission that goes to a differential with U-joints. This is a real-world application of 4-wheel drive. 1980s style.
Does that mean that we need to make a transfer case?
Oh, God, please no. I mean, I could do it. I could figure out a way to do it.
It'd be stupid simple to do.
Oh, I know. But why do we need to make a transfer? To engage and disengage 4-wheel drive. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. While we're at it, then why don't we actually make a gear driven Okay, you know what this project has become? This project has become just build it as overcomplicated and real like as we can to make it work. So we're gonna need a engine,
Wally,
a transmission.
I got an idea.
And these are our drive wheels. This is bad, Buff. This is really
I got it. Oh no, it involves pistons.
Oh, well, we can use pistons because it's a clutch.
But pistons don't like to spin though. If you spin them, they jam. Okay, Wally.
Well, we'll just have to come up with something.
Take the transmission here, for example, okay?
So, Buff, you realize we're just going to have to build this with bigger wheels? Like, look at...
Wally, just listen to me.
Make our own wheels.
We can download a mod like you were talking about.
Yeah, well, no, I want to build this I want to build this monstrosity vanilla.
Okay, all right. So, Wally, take this for example. Each individual gear. Here, let me build an example right here. Boom. Tab... Blah, 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 right here. Yeah, that should work. All right. Okay, right here, and then right here. And instead of the bearings being powered, let's see. I need a straight piece. Straight piece. Okay. we have, let's say, this right here. Oops.
You basically want to make a sprocket that's powered by a piston that extends from the engine to engage each various gear.
Yes. So is what we're gonna do is it's gonna be stupid, but we're gonna now I need a piston.
Interesting says you guys are gonna get migraines if you keep this up.
Oh no. This is what me and Wally thrive on. We thrive on struggle. Okay, Wally. Boom. Crouch. Boom. All right. So essentially, this piston is going to push. Oh, I totally built this backwards. No, I didn't. I could do that. I could do it inverted of how I was thinking.
Hey, we need to
What are you doing?
We need to lift this.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Yeah,
I'm
it was so beautiful.
Tweaking your wheel.
It was beautiful.
It'll still work. It'll still work.
I
Calm
doubt
down. You doubt it.
I doubt it. You completely ignored what I was saying. I doubt it. You have no idea what I was saying.
Saying it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, it'll work. You said, I doubt it.
See, you ignored me.
I'm going to have to beat him. I'm going to have to beat him about the freaking head and shoulders.
Yes, interesting. I do know thrive and struggle are antonyms, but that's why we thrive on struggling.
Ah! That was funnier than it should have been.
But we do thrive on struggling, don't we, Wally?
Get up. Egg.
I mean, we would have not bought Scrap Mechanic if we did not thrive on struggling, or Daisy, or PUBG.
I bought Scrap Mechanic because I just liked the idea of it. I bought you Scrap Mechanic because you weren't convinced, and I had to convince you.
Wally, you're running into the same issues as your side. You're still gonna have those compression issues.
No, I won't.
You need to be able to turn.
I can turn.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Oh, all right, cool.
Mounted from the inside.
Yeah. You see, Wally, I told you could do it. You could make my side look prettier. Haha! Success! 1 for Buff, like 50 for Wally?
God, it even works at high speeds!
The bearings want to let go, though.
Well,
we'll have to compensate.
We're just going to have to clean that up a little bit, but, I mean, like, it wants to work.
Yeah, the bearings are wanting to let go and throw that piece.
So if I go like this, it's this piece over here is the one that's funkin'. Getting all stretched out because it's bastard. So if we stiffen that and stiffen that, we'll keep the separation to a max.
Oh yeah, a lot less separation. Oh my god, Wally, what did we create?
So... Want to know the funny part? The right application could damn near A-frame this.
Yeah, interesting. I want to know the same thing. How it does work under a load.
I want to know how that steering works under a load. Yeah, I'm terrified to know, really.
Well, let's
so the suspension is mounted to the wheel, and this is mounted. Oh my God, Buff! This is compatible with a leaf spring. Buff, this is freaking compatible with a leaf spring. No way. This exact drive system, when applied to the rear wheel, because it doesn't have to turn, is compatible with a leaf spring. Because the way the tire mounts to the drive is with suspension. The suspension won't collide with the leaf spring mechanics. Visualize it. Stare at it. Visualize it. I've already got one out. Come in here. Look at this. The suspension will not collide with the leaf spring mechanic. I'm almost positive of it. It may take a mild shifting of spacing . What in the hell has been made today? And I bet you this post could be anchored in like the front suspension. This is not going to look like a car of this time, Buff. Can you hear me, by the way? Mic check?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was sitting here talking the whole time, and I didn't realize that when I tripped over my cords that I muted my mic. But we created a monstrosity. In theory, we created something epic. In principle, we created lag.
We created lag. Watch, it doesn't lag at all.
Oh, that would be amazing if it didn't lag at all. But Wally, so what era would you say the body of this truck is from?
We built it to be 30s, 40s, right?
20s.
I think.
30s, 40s is more rounded, more like the rat rod.
Yeah, true. Well, this thing never got really flushed out. It's pretty hideous.
I know, but I'm building this to be something out of the 20s or 30s, right? So, Wally...
Interesting says, by the time you guys are... Real quick. Interesting says, by the time you guys are done with this vehicle... Or, by the time you guys are done, this vehicle will destroy the game.
That is our end goal.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, we built...
But Wally. Alright, so... Do you know the difference... definition-wise, between a rat rod and a hot rod?
Rat rods are basically chopped up, chop type.
Okay. Hot rods are complete. Rat rods are not. They have an open build title. Hot rods are a complete title. I mean, they're, I forget the specific name for it, but I'm sure you can follow easy.
Mm-hmm.
Hot rods are a complete vehicle. Rat rods are a vehicle in a state of constant modification. So we built the hot rod. Now we need to make the rat rod out of the truck. We need to make a retro rat rod out of the truck. So using our space age 80s technology that we're inventing right now, throw it on the 20s truck and make it look retro.
I don't think you understand how afraid of this drive system I am.
Why? Why? It's awesome! Turn it on. Turn it on. Go and turn. Oh, the way. Do you know the way? Oh, the way. There you go. Now turn. It's working. Now turn. It's working. Why are you scared of it?
Just can't shake this fear that we're doing something wrong.
Why are we doing something wrong, Wally? We invented
I'm terrified
accidentally
because Buff, real life. Because we were so caught up in whether or not we could, we never stopped to think about whether or not we should.
Yeah. How many bearings does this thing already have?
Terrified.
All right. Good God. 1, 2. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 14.
Dude,
so Wally, that's
look
14.
at the number of bearings in just a leaf spring.
I know. Hold on. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was wrong. 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So, this truck, without our drive system, has 42 bearings.
I hope you didn't account for the 4 in there and the 2 back here.
Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's 9.
5, 6, 7, 8,
9 and 9 is 18.
10, 11,
5, 6.
12,
7, 8,
13, 14, 15,
9.
16,
There's 9 per wheel
18,
back here,
19,
too.
20,
So 36.
21.
9
There
times
is
4.
42. There is 42, Wally.
9 times 6.
Where the fuck do you get that number?
Look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wally, I'm counting the right side and multiplying by 2.
Okay. Take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9.
There are 9.
The doors.
I'm not counting the doors.
They're
We're
still
talking-
bearings.
We're talking in the
They're
drive
still
system. In the drive system.
They're still bearings.
Interesting goes clack, click, bang, dang. Why are you afraid? Boom, bang, clickety, clackety, clack. That's why I'm afraid. Oh,
All we
my
need to do is
God.
fix our spacing right there where it wants to stretch. Same principle as the rotor drive on the Predator.
There is no fixing the spacing. This is the compact as you get spacing.
Wally, we raise it up another block. Just the suspension right here. Just the suspension. And this So, hold on. Let me pull out my painter gun.
I don't understand what you mean by raise it up.
Okay.
Another. Oh.
Stop moving me. That goes straight. Move these.
Is that what's clacking?
Up one block. That is what's clacking. Is
Hop in and drive.
that and these.
Hop in and drive.
Because they are stretching. That is what's clacking.
Hop in and drive.
Oops. That is what's clacking because the bearings are pulling off of the
Oh my god.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like...
All we need to do is figure out the spacing, which should be the same as the rotor drive on the Predator,
Well,
and we're good.
the rotor drive on the Predator worked slightly different because it's a change in where the thrust point was coming from on.
Wally, it's still pulling the same
I know.
way because
Well,
it still
similarly.
has a fixed point.
It's pulling similarly.
Instead of stretching the back of the thrusters out, it's because you connected the suspension where you did. It's using the suspension as a fixed point instead of the bearing, and the bearing is stretching.
With the thrusters, it's the actual connection point on the thruster to the mount.
I know. And all this is doing is inverting that.
The amount that I'm talking with my hands right here that
Wally,
people
all I'm
can't
saying
see
is our spacing and get rid of clickety clack.
Look, this works, but this is excessively impractical. Screw you, interesting! This is gonna become the most practical drive system you've ever seen!
It will do everything and anything you want.
It'll probably fly by the time we're done, because we'll inadvertently create stabilization. Okay. So it's obviously got to be built on an odd biscuit.
I love our reactions.
So
you went off on yours, telling him to shut up pretty much, and I'm like, you shut your mouth. We both had the same reaction. At the same exact
It's
time.
only because it's interesting. I wouldn't be that mean to anybody else.
All right, there's 2 watching now. Who's the other person?
I don't know. Someone's being awfully quiet.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so... I need to just build a new chassis. Yeah, build a new chassis. So here's the question, Buff. The front suspension in this one, do you like it?
I like it, but I hate that it's motor driven or engine driven.
The controller driven? The front suspension is controller driven, dude. The leaf springs are engine driven.
Yeah, it's the leaf springs that I don't like that are engine driven.
Why?
Is there a way we can make it control the noise?
No, because the engine is part of the shock absorb. Well, noise isn't bad. It's kind of cool to have it just idle there. And
I like to get out of a vehicle pretending it's off and not hear the engine run.
You fucking picky bastard.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your dirty whore mouth. No idea if it'll work the same. Probably not.
Wally, do you remember when we were building this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember why we left this open the way we did? To eventually come back with a system like this.
Yes. And I tried it one time and it didn't work because I couldn't leave the axle free floating. It would break through the mounts. But the whole reason why we've been doing this is to figure out a system that doesn't leave the axles free floating. And
that would be this system right here.
Yeah,
my
it
system.
Would be.
With your refining touch.
Well, the U-joint.
The U-joint's my idea. Don't you take that from me.
Bitch, that was my designed U-joint. All right, so
no,
Buff, here
I built this one. I just made this big ugly.
So here's the thing.
What I meant.
I don't think this is gonna work worth a damn. I think you're gonna have to suck it up.
What do you mean?
Get in and drive.
What do you mean?
We got it.
Oh,
Let's just
see what we're talking about.
See if the suspension even. Hey, jackass! I don't think it's gonna suspend very well.
It wants to suspend. We just need to soften the suspension.
Buff, if I soften the suspension, it will compress the rear end even further. If you soften the suspension up, soften them down to 1. Look at 15 degree. That's gonna squish the shit out of it.
Okay, but hop in real quick.
I'm stuck.
I see what you're saying. This thing still drives like a monster.
Yes, but it's lost that special touch.
You're right, it has. Alright, put the annoying noisemaker back up.
Alright, so here we go then, Buff.
Wally suspension. It has too much traction in the back.
Yeah, what, it won't turn?
Trying to find our landing pad.
It is off to our right. God, it won't turn. Alright, hop out then. Let's do this.
I will survive!
The passenger, meanwhile, wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the vehicle during the crash. Alright. It's because...
It's probably one of you. We were trying to figure this out back after the Dart stream, remember? Well, something like it. Could get away with only one Barrot on each connected to the controller. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, trust me, after the Dart stream, Interesting and I hung out and managed to actually figure out a timing sequence that would only fire when you got into it, but I've got a better one. The problem is you'll never be able to take it seriously off-roading. We're gonna have to replace the concrete blocks here. I'll just... Only way. The only way. And it's not going to be very effective.
Okay, Wally, we are approaching the 2-hour mark. What do you say we...
We're gonna wrap it up here soon.
Yeah.
Especially now that we know we're after. Okay, Buff, here it is. Only way you can have your cake and eat it. Oh my god, what is going on? Like, it must have been something during an update, like, because this thing don't want to turn for crap now.
Nope.
It handles so well.
I know. Too well was the problem.
There you go, Buff. The only way you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I see it.
However, any sort of steep incline, they'll shut off.
Yep.
And you will lose your suspension. There again, ultimately, how is that going to be an issue?
There you go, just hauling ass.
Like, when you lose your suspension, it doesn't really do much. I think part of the problem here might be that this engine's just simply too much.
Where did you go?
Flew over me.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, so the engine power was too high and it's just causing the wheels to spin out. Also, this one happens to have the racer tires. Hi. Proud of yourself?
Yes. Will it work? God, this thing flies so good.
Yeah, I balanced it well. And I just rolled it. Thing that is usually impossible to do in this truck. Just kind of backed right up and bellied on up.
I see that. I see you back there.
I mean, ultimately, this will work. Keeps the leaf springs engaged. Oh boy. So this keeps the leaf springs engaged. And when you get out of it, cuts the whole thing off. Just, it's not going to work on extreme grades. Alright, Buff, you want to know what's so awesome about that thing, though? Dart has so few parts to it. Doesn't generate an awful lot of lag.
Are we gonna go to a new world and fly around? Because this world is, the memory cache on it's kind of shot with all these other inventions.
You mean with all of this madness?
Yes.
Fine. We'll go fly around real quick, and we'll call it good. Interesting goes, wait a second. Has Buff seen the pigeon? I don't think Buff has actually seen the pigeon.
Okay. I have it saved.
Yeah, you caused chaos to happen.
I see that.
Alright, here we go. Load game. I don't know.
New
fine.
game.
New, fine, flat, create.
Here, let me try.
Flatter terrain. Alright, you make one. We'll see how badly I lag now. Because your new supercomputer.
Alright, I'm online. Join.
Okay, Oop. Joining. Disappear. I have mild amounts of lag. It's noticeable. My movement judders. My vision's fine. My actual movement doesn't. My actual movement isn't happy about it.
Alright, I am back offline. Wally?
Yeah? Can you not hear me?
Did I lose you?
Apparently his computer can only handle things at once.
I think I lost one.
Yes, you did. God. Lag is atrocious. It's not game breaking. Hear me, Buff?
Yep, I got you now.
So,
how's your side?
My movement's jittery. Vision is just fine. Yeah. I can look around just fine, but movement jitters.
Jittery though, right? Yeah.
That is not what you said earlier. When you had first joined mine, you said vision jittered, your movement was smooth.
Well, maybe I meant it the other way.
Ooh. Makes flying doable, but tricky.
Yeah.
Constantly wants to pull to one side.
Yeah, the left or the right, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into the mechanics on this thing and see if it something with the craft itself or what's going on
What I
there.
figured out that you have to do is you have to hit 4 and 5 at the same time to get it to stop if it's pulling.
Oh, hit a rock.
Yeah, I don't like to climb up very easy.
No, because of how it balances. Still an excellent little racer.
I'm right behind you, dude.
I'll lose you. Take the low mountain pass.
I Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. It's tricky to get used to flying, but it got me thinking, Buff. The next thing that we could make, you know, the Jedi Starfighters.
Oh.
Could probably make one on this control scheme pretty easy. You know, this thing constantly wants to pull to the right.
There we go, I recovered and I didn't have to get out.
I mean, I could give it more downward thrust, but the only problem is if we gave it more downward thrust, it wouldn't hover so beautifully. Because, I mean, right now its hovering capabilities are...
unparalleled.
Yeah, for our flyers anyway. Pretty well balanced. Whoa! It lagged me to the right several degrees and just Jurassic Parked me. Thanks, game.
Yeah, that's what keeps happening on my end.
You're lagging?
No, not for me when I'm in your server.
We're gonna have to do lap times. We're gonna have to get a map, create it, save it, break. Whoa, whoa! My dude just decided to like wig himself out of the cockpit here. Come on, game. The lag is not friendly to me.
Engage your landing gear when you're that low.
Why? I can just park in a tree. Of course you have to land near me and just create awful, awful amounts of lag.
Jurassic Park. These thick trees suck. This is what I got stuck in earlier.
Now I'm constantly going to the left. It wasn't so intuitive to have... And maybe on this one it'd be different. Maybe on this particular flyer it'd be more intuitive to have the right and the left on controls than the side-to-side stabilization. Maybe the side-to-side stabilization should be performed with the push buttons. Well, there's one easy way to test. Find a landing pad. Oh!
Yeah, you see it too?
This rock ledge here?
Yeah.
That I just about parked on?
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to park on? I can fly these things like a boss, even through lag? I'm still fighting horrendous amounts of lag. The frickin' cockpit is just...
Yeah.
I can't even cut the, it won't even take a full command to cut the pedestal without lagging for me.
Damn.
Yeah, I've got bad lag now.
Wally, do you see where I'm at? I parked right here when you parked right there.
Yeah, I see you over there. So I am going to take, though, and I'm going to fly or something. Fire. First of all, let's pop the hood. Plus 50.
Oh, shit.
Did you jump out?
Yep, I'm on the ground.
Congratulations. And this is why we... Ooh, see, this one's got a problem. It's got such a beautiful hover.
Oh, boy.
It's going to slowly take off now, and it's going to go nose itself somewhere in the ground. And it has no pilot.
Right there.
And the worst part is we couldn't figure out a safety mechanism. Are you flying after it? Oh, I see you running down there, running after it. Get to it, boy!
I might need to spawn a vehicle. Oh, no. It's stuck on the wall. Hell yeah!
Also be plus 15.
Well, it's still doing its job.
Okay, well, here we go. Changes have been made. Apparently not significant enough changes. I take it you caught up to it.
Wally, while I'm in flight, my cockpit opens and closes fine.
Mine sure as hell doesn't. It doesn't even do it on my server.
I'm sitting here opening and closing right now.
Here goes.
Wally, come here. I'm still open. I just crash landed and I'm still opening and closing.
So in hover mode, this thing is not so friendly. But in flight mode, this version, well, you can have your brain forget how to fly for a moment.
Wally, come here, I'm trying to show
Hang
you.
on, I'm trying to.
I'm right behind you.
I'm fighting lag, I'm fighting trees! Yeah, see, my cockpit's jammed.
Yeah, mine's it. Oh, nope, there it goes.
Boy, boy, this is not friendly. All right, then come here. Try this one. Has a tweaked control system. Glad that your cockpit actually opens and closes. Mine doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can you see
interesting. God, yours will never fly again. You just shattered the wings. Yeah, I get it, Buff. It opens and closes. Congratulations. Mine won't.
You're like, I gotta try this. All right, no. Take off with it open.
Take off with it open?
Yeah, take off with it open and then shut it. Okay, what's different?
You'll find out quickly enough.
Okay. Little things. Yeah, this one's opening and closing for me too.
My cockpit's jammed.
Mine's still open and I'm upside down. And it's shut. I just crashed and it's opening, closing. Okay, so your flight control is interesting, but I'm too used to the other ways.
See, I didn't know if it would be more intuitive or not, but after learning how to fly this way, it's really not. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, see, cockpit's jammed up.
Engage your forward thrusters. And rocket left and right.
Nope. Jammed up good. And the park job.
God, I keep rolling yours.
Right? I told you, it's tough. I changed the flight control system and I don't like it.
Are we gonna race?
We could. If the fact I don't think this thing's going to get off the ground.
It's off the ground.
Which way are we racing?
I don't know. First, let's just get next to each other.
Don't fire your forward thrust.
Oops.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I had a thruster jam. Thruster jam! Bail out!
Oh,
bail
dear.
out! Bail out! Woo! Engine 1, failure! Engine 2, failure!
Engine 3, nominal. Engine 4,
Failure! So, what's the race?
All right, first-
Obviously, we got to start in a hover.
Yep, I was just gonna say, starting to hover.
Circle around the map.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, well, moment here.
I'm in hover.
I'm ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, mark!
Damn, you were right. At least off the line. I'm sure that'll handle better on corners. Oh, you're right on my ass.
I should, in theory, be able to catch you in the straights.
Yep. More forward thrust.
But I also weigh more.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're almost out of visual range.
Am I really? Okay, I'm on side 3.
I'm having
Oh, the lag.
horrible lag issues right now.
Yep, I think it's the Predator. Tell you what, though, I'm screaming. I just passed turn 3.
Buff, look back to your right.
Oh, you're such a dick. What'd you do?
Well, there's a way you gotta fly the Predator. You gotta give it thrust up with its... Oh god, it's crashing. She's burning hard! She's burning hard! Recorrecting! Firing forward thrust!
There's our tree. There's our tree.
It ain't gonna happen. I'm lagging way too hard for this.
Oh, there we go. Just past the finish line.
You know why?
Man, that was a rush. Like, I had you beat to turn 2 and had you beat through turn 3, turn 4. You know, as soon as I passed turn 3, you're like, Buff, look behind you. And I'm like, oh, shit.
I cut a corner pretty seriously.
You cut a corner?
To do it, yeah.
I was wondering how you did it.
It's, you're gonna beat it off the line because it's got,
Immediate
instant forward
was
thrust. Versus my,
gradual
increase. But that being said, the two of them running beside each other looked pretty damn cool.
Did it?
Yeah. You
Oh,
could
shit.
not lag the hell out of me.
I was just sitting there. You did a thing.
Hey, come back here.
I'm working on it.
Oh,
I was
are
just
you
getting
using
away
my
from mine.
modified one still?
No, I'm using mine.
Okay. Now, we gotta swap roles.
Oh, God.
We gotta fly the Predator.
I don't even remember how to fly the
She
Predator.
flies the exact same. Pretty much. 7 will close cockpit, 8 will up the landing gear, 6 will rotate the pod. 1 and 2 with variable thrust. 3 activates the thrust.
Did you put this on a lift?
Negative.
Beforehand?
Yeah, that's all refreshed.
Oh, damn it.
Get in underneath and just look up.
Okay.
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Nope. Which one to rotate thrusters again?
6.
Okay.
You should be able to do now. And then just smash 1 to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, mark.
1.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to give it a better chance.
Oh, okay. You cut that corner.
No, not really.
Oh, dude, I Jurassic Park. Wally, I Jurassic Park.
I see it. I see it. I'm trying to come back for you.
I'm just gonna put it on a lift because there is no.
Looked really cool flying right beside each other like that, though.
Alright.
Like, you gotta zoom your camera all the way out and just look at this. Pretty cool to see.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa, suddenly there's no lag. Haha.
Yep.
I lied because I accidentally hit the wrong button and my thrusters didn't shut off for like a second and a half.
Alright, let's go back to our starting line.
Alright, just start on this corner.
We could, yeah.
Actual
Where you
racing
at?
gate blocks. Ready? I'm queued up. Turn around and look.
Yeah, I see you.
Ready, punk? Predator's going down!
Okay.
Doot, 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 doot. Oh, there was a rock there!
Oh, damn!
Rock that didn't render in. Uh-oh, that's a tree. That's a tree! Oh, and it hooked me!
Did you Jurassic Park?
No, I didn't Jurassic Park, but I got held up. It was the Wild West there for a moment. The Predator is faster. Or no, the Dart is faster. Like, vastly, because look at your left, I'm already passing you, and I'm dragging on the wall! Oh my god, the lag I'm having to fight right now is horrible! Oh, you nosed her! The Predator's so much fun to fly, though.
Wally, I wasn't even max thrust.
You fool! What have you done? Oh, no! Pull up, you fool! Pull up, you fool! There's a rock ahead!
I can't.
You jackwagon! Woo!
This is pretty good though. I didn't even realize I wasn't even max thrust. I was just about to accept my inevitable fate of losing.
Hey,
Wait,
Buff,
are we tied?
low and below you, buddy!
You son of a...
Oh, I hit a rock! It would have been so good. killing all thrust.
I forgot what was thrust.
3. Come sliding into the finish line. Coming towards you.
That was pretty epic.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I killed my thrusters a few times around the tracks so that you could catch up. Just so we could get that side by side. It was pretty cool watching the two things fly that precisely next to each other in a race pattern. Maybe someday Buff and I will actually be able to LAN play this game and eliminate this god-awful lag issue. Hopefully someday. That was cool though, Buff. I also had my HUD shut off for that.
Oh damn! Did you really? What's the HUD button?
Alt and Z.
Oh damn! G-force.
There you go. So there they are, our 2 racers for the moment. Maybe we'll have to build a third.
We'll have to be a third that's a medium between these two.
Because we got, what, a small, light racer? We've got a heavy racer.
A small, light, and fast. This one...
That's kind of a hybrid. It's a mix between a dropship and purebred racer. Although, if we tweak up the wiring system on this one a little bit, we could, in theory, make this sucker a true racer by allowing the center pod to thrust separately. I don't know how we'd do it, but we'd have to figure out a way to engage the 4 corner thrusters separate from the pod thrusters. And then that way you could bring the pod all the way down to max thrust, hit engage, and it would just take off.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll have to try and figure out a way to do it. Maybe I can...
Wally, if we can get a map big enough and 2 more people...
Get a well-built map, 2 more people, 2 more racers, and hope that we don't have lag.
All right, Wally. Me and you,
Talking
Albatross versus somebody in the Dart and somebody in the Predator.
The Albatross versus these 2?
Oh hell yeah! Maybe, you know that bitch is faster than
maybe
both
we
of
should
these.
maybe we should go back and actually design a 2-man fighter jet system. Maybe that's what the next one should be, is a 2-man. A 2-man speed demon. Maybe. But anyways, we went from being nearly at 2 hours, like 10 minutes away, to now it's 2 hours and 23 minutes. So I think we're going to call it there. Yeah, we had a lot of fun flying these around.
So much fun.
Right, we had a lot of fun flying these around. And as soon as they're complete and we get the wiring and the bugs worked out, like the cockpits and the rotational and some of the lag issues, these guys are actually going to be going up on the marketplace.
Wally, all right, so I understand uploading the Predator because, you know, the landing gear issue, but the Dart is ready.
No, cockpit's screwed.
I don't give a shit.
Even though you have issues, the cockpit's still screwy, and the version you have is horribly painted. Horribly painted. I get we painted it green just at the time, because why not? I think it needs a badass painting spray. I think it needs to be overhauled, and I think
it needs green. Wally, you just want an excuse not to upload it. That's what it is.
Maybe I want to hog it all for myself. Maybe I want to actually wire the indicator lights into it and do that other stuff. So, but I do want to fix the cockpit. I do want to fix the cockpit, because the cockpit freezing up it's a point of pride for me, and it irritates me that it does. So,
okay.
We are having some requests here to show off the pigeon. So I'll show the pigeon real quick. Steam Workshop.
All 2 people watching?
Yeah. Pidge. I forget how to spell pigeon.
P-I-D-G-E-O-N.
Spelled it probably. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Boop. Thank you. Done. Done. And pigeon. Now, the pigeon's an interesting craft. It's like a mini dropship.
This is the puddle jumper from Stargate Atlantis.
Kind of. So, it's an interesting one, Buff. Most of its control systems are automated. And you'll find it relatively easy to fly.
What's 3 do?
3 is your downward thrust.
I see that.
Landing gear automatically stows and deploys.
Does it? Oh.
And it has some hellaciously large thrusters. Also, I do like his air intakes. The air intakes were built.
There is no up and down. There's no nose. There's no pitch.
That's what you think, but give it a whirl.
Okay, why is there no nose in it?
Let's drive it. Most of its systems are automated.
In order to obtain maximum velocity, you need to be able to nose through corners.
Oh, trust me, I know. But I do think that it's a good little ship. So
hell yeah! Who gets this?
Definitely, this was interesting.
Oh, no way!
Yep, this is the build from interesting. So it's a good little puddle jumper. And
did I turn something off? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you turned off the main thruster packs. That was rather substantially bad to do. You know something though? While that was rolling, look at the leveling system under the front nose here.
Oh, that's odd.
See this? It uses a level system from suspension to keep itself level and activate sensors that tell the balancer thrusters to fire.
Oh, that's really cool.
So yeah, that's how it levels, which means it cannot park on uneven ground. The pigeon. You can download it off the workshop, Buff.
I already saved it.
So yeah, that's the pigeon.
I like it.
Yep, I like the air intakes. Like, look at those. They look pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Big old fans. So.
That is actually really cool.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been our pleasure to entertain you this evening. We'll be back this coming Saturday at our new time. That's going to be noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. UTC. And odds are we're going to be hanging out and playing some Monster Hunter. So definitely swing by for that. Monster Hunter comes out here, what, Friday?
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday? Friday. Yeah, Friday. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys can join us. So,
did you delete your other crap?
Yep, I deleted them both. Anyways, guys, from all of us here at the Misadventures of Buff and Wally, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Stay frosty, everyone.